What is up with it, YouTube? My name is Alex, aka Slifer. 2020, am I right? But let's not focus on that, alright gamers? Instead, let's focus on what's ahead of us. You guessed it, the official sub meetup at the local Chuck E. Cheese. No, I'm just kidding, alright? Relax, chill. Of course, what I'm talking about is 2021 and the future in general. And while I can't predict what's going to happen, and ultimately no one can unless you just so happen to be from That's So Raven.
3, 2, 1.
Remember that show? What we can try to do is prepare ourselves for the general future and try to optimize the situations that we're already currently in. It freaks me out when I don't see the rapid spin. Speed buff. Gen 8 got me spoiled. Alright, so first things first, you're gonna want to smash the like button. Trust me, I'm the guy on the internet. If you want to try to plan your life out a little bit better, smash that motherfucking like button. Make sure to subscribe, click the bell, and hit a whip and nay for me. Okay, but next, alright, next, second step, you're gonna want to ask yourself, what the fuck do you want? And as funny as that is, no, I'm serious. Like, what do you want? And why do you want it? Those are pretty important questions. And there really is no wrong answer to it. You know, I want a raise, I want a new job, I want $1 million, I want a big titty goth mommy GF. You know? We all have wants and needs. We all have things that we work for. It's crazy, I know. Oh boy. Pyukamuku really is just a thick mon. Alright, and then next, you're going to want to ask yourself, why do you want this? Ultimately, there's not really a wrong answer for this sort of thing either. Do you want a raise because you like the field you're in or the job you're at, but, you know, the bank's a little tight, or maybe, you know, who doesn't want more money, am I right? Do you want a new job because your boss is cringe and not a gamer? Do you hate your job outright altogether? Or, you know, there could be lots of other reasons. Or maybe it's also financial. You're just not making enough money. Do you want the mommy GF because you're lonely and have no friends? I mean, there's lots of reasons that people do lots of things for lots of reasons, you know? It is what it is. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an example to try to clean this mess up a little bit and add some sort of coherence. I can't believe I rocked there. That was pretty bad play. So for me personally, I want to spend less money, or even a step further than that, I just want to have more money. How am I going to get there? I'm going to spend less money. How am I going to get there? Well, I'm going to cut back on eating out, because thanks to my Mint Finance app, I'm able to track my spending on categories, and I see that I spend roughly $400 a month, aka $100 a week, on food. And that is $400 that I feel I could allocate other places in my life that would be a lot more beneficial. So we have the want, I want to have more money, and we have why, because I think there are other areas of my life, like investing, emergency savings, my wedding, fixing things up around the house, that I just feel money is more appropriately allocated. So now that we have all that information, now we can really start working towards how we're going to get there. And like I said previously, in this completely unorganized mess, then I'm going to cut back spending on food and start eating at home, eating cheaper options, etc., to get to where I want to go. And at first, the idea of just having more money seems pretty far out there and pretty difficult to obtain, but when you start looking at your current situation that you're in and you try to optimize the situation that you're in, it is a lot more realistic. Because if you just want to, say, make more money, that can be pretty difficult. You either need to negotiate your current wage and get yourself a raise, you need to get another job and or a side hustle, or you need to just outright get a different job. And, you know, not all of these things are always accessible. And I know especially right now, the job market is extremely tough. Believe me, I know. I was out of work for like 6 fucking months, dude. And it was pretty tough. It was tough on the finances, it was stressful, and ultimately I did have to look around at myself and my life and figure out what I wanted, why, and how I'm going to get there. And honestly, I promise you, if you've made it to this part in the video, give yourself a pat on the back, because you're already miles ahead of a lot of the other people in your life who, you know, you'll see on social media all the time. You know, they don't like their job, they don't like how much money they have, they want this, they want that, and that's where that conversation ends. They just want, and they're not exactly doing anything to get there. I can't believe Shadow Cloud. That was a pretty bad play. Name a more iconic duo. Slifer rambling and being bad at games. Lol W. Yeah, I mean, life is just this crazy, unpredictable thing, and it comes at you really fast. So the best that you can do, rather than trying to plan ahead and have all, you know, this timeline and all these individual stops and all these individual things when ultimately you can't predict the future, is try to optimize the current settings that you're in. You know, obviously it's important to have goals like we talked about. We have a general direction we want to work towards, but we're not going to be so obsessed with when we're going to get there as we are preparing ourselves for the journey to get there. And a lot of that is just taking the first step. And you can't take the first step unless you know what the fuck you're doing and ultimately why you want to be doing it, you know? If you want that goth mommy GF, you're gonna have to figure out where the goth mommy GFs be hanging out at, where the fuck they be vibing at, how to approach them, etc., etc. You can't just sit around, you know, hip-hop, lo-fi beats to chill study to, eat junk food, and just expect cool stuff to happen. Unfortunately, that just ain't how this shit works. It's just how this shit works. And I know that sort of thing seems pretty obvious, but it's, you know, sometimes it just takes the simple conversation with another person to be like, hey, you know what? I really should be taking a step forward into the things that I want, you know? Because realistically, there are 3 types of people, all right? There are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen. And there are people who wonder what happens. And now there's a time and a place for the first two, right? There's times where, you know, it's appropriate to make things happen, and there's times where it's appropriate to watch how someone else does something and see how that plays out. But it's always cringe and not gamer to be the third type of person who just sits around and just wonders. You know, we can all sit around and wonder and daydream. You know, we all watch the mansion tour videos on YouTube and think, man, it must be fucking nice, without actually thinking about what it takes to get there, or if we even want to get there, or find out how it takes to get there, and if we want to put ourselves through that. You know, it do be, you know, life do just be fucking crazy like that. You need to be working towards things, working towards the things you want, or at the very least positioning yourself to be in a situation where you can work towards the things that you want. And that is where fucking babies come from. No, I'm just fucking around. Again, pretty weird video, pretty unorganized, off the dome, all over the place, the usual. But I figured as my life kind of has more organization to it, getting back into the workflow pretty steadily, just from, you know, all the COVID bullshit. I'm back to work full time, which is also very cool. I figured pretty solid opportunity to start making some content. So I'm looking to try to find style of video that I enjoy making, that you guys enjoy watching. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this, what you thought of the previous video, and you know, if you want more topic-driven videos, if you do what sorts of topics you want me to talk about, or if you just want to see me play the game, be bad, get mad, you know, that sort of shit, you know? So make sure to let me know, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to check out all the links in the description down below, and yeah, until next time, gamers, peace.